All right, today we're diving into Anthropic's AI, Claude. And look, we're not just talking about another chatbot here. We're going to explore how you can really transform this thing from just a simple tool into a seriously powerful, collaborative partner for your biggest projects. So let's really get into this, right? We've seen a ton of AI models pop up, and it's so easy to just kind of lump them all together. But the way you approach Claude, it needs to be different if you want to unlock what it can really do. The real question you got to ask yourself is, am I just telling it what to do, or am I actually building something with it? Oh man, we have all been there, haven't we? You're deep in a conversation with an AI, maybe you're brainstorming some really complex idea, and then, poof, it completely forgets a key detail you mentioned just 5 minutes ago. The context is just gone, and you're back to square one. It is just so frustrating. But see, this is exactly where Claude starts to pull away from the pack. It's built on a foundation that tackles these problems head-on, and it really all comes down to two big ideas: how it remembers and, well, how it behaves. Yeah, this comparison really nails it. You know, a standard AI often feels like it's just spitting out a pre-written answer. Claude, though, is designed for a real back and forth, a partnership. It's built to get the nuance and, crucially, to hold on to a much longer, more detailed train of thought. And this right here is the first massive difference. Its context window is huge. We're talking 200,000 tokens. Now, to put that into perspective, that's like uploading an entire 500-page book and having a super detailed chat about it, and Claude would remember everything from the first page to the last. For any kind of really complex work, that is an absolute game changer. Okay, so the second key difference is its ethical backbone, something Anthropic calls constitutional AI. And this isn't just some filter they slapped on at the end. No, it's a core part of its training from the ground up, guiding it to be helpful, honest, and to steer clear of generating harmful or misleading stuff. It's literally designed to be a responsible partner. So here's the deal. Having all this power is one thing, but actually unlocking it means you have to communicate differently. You just can't throw vague commands at it and expect magic. But there's a simple, really powerful framework that helps you get pro-level results pretty much every single time. And it all boils down to these three essential steps. First, define the situation. You've got to give it the context, right? Help it understand your world. Second, define the task. Be super specific about what you want it to do. And third, and this is key, define the rules. Tell it the format, the tone, any constraints you have for the final output.
Okay, so let's look at a classic example of what not to do. You give it this super vague one-shot prompt, like, write an email about delaying a project. Well, what happens? The AI has almost nothing to work with, and the result is usually just a pile of generic, totally useless text, because you haven't given it the crucial details it needs to actually help you out.
But now, look at the difference when you use that framework. You give it the situation: I'm a marketing manager. You define the task: draft an email to investors about a delay in our film streaming app. And you set the rules: keep the tone professional and reassuring. See? Suddenly, Claude isn't just some generic writer. It's your strategic partner, crafting a very specific message. You go from a bland template to a nuanced draft that actually builds confidence. Okay, this is where it gets really cool. Let's see how this whole prompting framework builds into some of Claude's most powerful features. This is where we go way beyond just a simple back-and-forth chat and start building these dedicated, intelligent assistants for our actual work. First up, you've got projects. Now, the best way to think about these is like dedicated, long-term workspaces for your AI. Let's say you're writing a book, or creating a whole marketing campaign, or coding an app. You can create a project for it. And inside that project, all your files, all your conversations, and all your special instructions for that specific topic live there. It creates this persistent, specialized knowledge base just for that one thing. And then you have skills. So if projects are the what and the where of your work, skills are the how. A skill is basically a reusable set of expert instructions that teaches Claude a specific methodology. You could teach it how to write video scripts in your exact style, or how to analyze data following a certain framework. You're essentially installing a specialist's brain that you can call on anytime you need it. So let's break it down with a simple analogy. A project is the entire kitchen. Think of your marketing campaign project as this fully stocked professional kitchen. It's got all the ingredients, the files, the past recipes, everything. A skill, on the other hand, is a very specific, expert recipe you've perfected, like your perfect press release recipe.
You use that expert recipe inside your campaign kitchen to get a flawless, consistent results every single time. Now, using powerful tools like projects and skills effectively, it takes more than just good prompting. It actually requires a bit of a mindset shift in how we approach interacting with AI altogether.
And here's the most important takeaway. You have to move away from that one-shot command mentality. Instead, you need to think of it as an iterative, collaborative process. You give it a workspace with projects, you give it expertise with skills, and most importantly, you give it feedback to refine the results. Think of it less like a vending machine you're just getting answers from, and more like a junior partner that you're training and mentoring. When you combine that massive memory, that ethical framework, and these powerful tools for specialization, AI really stops being just a simple tool for answering questions. It becomes a true collaborator. So the real question is no longer just, what can I get from it, but what can we create with it? What are you going to build together?